Hey, welcome back to the Debt Sucks podcast, the only show where we face financial fear head on, punch debt in the face, and talk about money like actual humans. You know, the kind who laugh, cry, and sometimes make emotionally questionable purchases on Amazon at 11:17 p.m. I'm your host, Ben Matthews, bankruptcy attorney, coffee-powered realist, and the guy who reads economic headlines with one eye while shielding his checking account with the other. Last episode, we went in on stop hiring humans. Not literally, this isn't Skynet yet. But we did talk about how companies are replacing real people with AI faster than you can say, please hold the next available representative. We broke down why that matters for your money, your job, and your future, and how to stay human and employed in an increasingly robotic world. And that brings us here. Today's episode, everything feels unprecedented, but you're still in control. Let's be honest, it's been a wild ride lately. Every headline feels like a punchline to a very expensive joke. Interest rates are climbing like they've got something to prove. The job market, it's musical chairs, except someone set the chairs on fire. Groceries cost more than rent used to in the 90s. And don't even get me started on the robots gunning for all our jobs, including mine. Seriously, if an avatar shows up in court wearing a tie, I'm done. So yeah, it's tempting to throw your hands up and say, what's the point of saving money or paying off debt? Chaos reigns. Might as well buy the shoes and eat the cheese fries. But hold up. Before we go full emotional bankruptcy and light our budget on fire, let's take a breath. Zoom out, because while it may feel like the world is out of control, you are not. So let's dig in. Segment 1. Yes, it feels unprecedented, because it kind of is. Let's acknowledge the obvious. Things are weird right now. The economy doesn't make sense. Tech is moving faster than our brains can process. The rules feel like they're being rewritten while we're still trying to learn the last set. And that uncertainty, it triggers fear. The kind that says put everything on hold, don't make a move, wait until it's safe. That's your brain trying to protect you. Totally normal. Segment 2. History was a dumpster fire too. This isn't the first time humans have felt like the world was ending. Let's take a little field trip through history, shall we? 1918, global pandemic and World War I. Imagine fighting COVID and trench warfare at the same time. 1929, early 30s, the Great Depression. Breadlines, bank failures, people literally hiding cash in mattresses. The 1940s, World War II, rationing, global uncertainty. Victory gardens were a thing. You grew your own food or you went hungry. The 1970s, stagflation, oil embargoes, and a disco economy. 2008, the Great Recession, housing market crash, millions lost homes and jobs. 2020, global shutdown, pandemic, murder hornets, and toilet paper wars. Every generation has looked around and said, this is the craziest it's ever been. And maybe they're all right. But you know what else every generation had? People who got up, made a plan, and moved forward anyway. Segment 3. The danger of unprecedented thinking. Here's the trap. When you believe things are too chaotic to act, you start justifying the worst decisions. You tell yourself, I'll start saving when things calm down. I'll deal with my debt when things feel a little more stable. Why even try if the system's just gonna collapse anyway? And I get it, that voice is loud. But here's the truth. If you wait for things to be normal, you'll be waiting forever. Because here's the plot twist. Normal doesn't exist. The goal isn't for the world to be calm. The goal is for you to be steady, no matter what the headlines say. Segment 4. Invisible wealth is built into chaos. So let's talk about invisible wealth. You know, the kind you don't post on Instagram. That emergency fund nobody claps for. The credit card you paid off and quietly tucked into a drawer. The savings account that says, I can leave this toxic job if I need to. The peace of knowing you can handle a car repair without a financial breakdown. That's wealth. And that kind of wealth, you build it during the storm, not after. You don't wait for the chaos to end. You build your shelter in the middle of it. Invisible wealth doesn't rely on perfect timing. It relies on your commitment to yourself, your future, your freedom. Listener question. All right, time for a listener question. Oh man, this one hits where a lot of us are feeling it right now. Hey Ben, I've been listening to the podcast and I'm trying to stay calm, but honestly, I'm scared. With everything going on, the economy, layoffs, AI replacing jobs, I feel like I'm just trying to survive. How do I keep moving forward when the world's on fire? First off, thank you for being real. You're not alone. This fear, it's legit. We're living in a time where ChatGPT can write your emails, robots are flipping burgers, and companies are laying off people faster than you can say restructure. But here's the truth most panic peddlers won't tell you. People who think clearly always do better than people who act out of fear. Always. You know who survived the dot-com crash, the 2008 meltdown, and even COVID layoffs? The folks who stopped, took a breath, and made a plan, even if it wasn't perfect. Let me give you a real example. Warren Buffett, yeah, the billionaire investor with the Diet Coke obsession, was once asked what he does in a market panic. His answer? Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. During the 2008 financial crisis, when most people were pulling their money out of the stock market, Buffett stayed calm and invested $5 billion into Goldman Sachs. That one move made him a ton of money because he didn't act out of panic. He acted with a plan. Now look, I'm not saying go drop a casual $5 billion on Wall Street, but the principle's the same. The calm thinkers win. The panicked ones freeze, or worse, throw money at cheese fries and bad credit offers. So if you're scared right now, that's okay. But don't let fear drive the car. Fear is terrible with directions. You drive. Start where you are. Make a plan. Build your shit happens fund. Get strategic, not scared. Because even in chaos, the calm thinkers win. And if the robots take over, I'll be podcasting from a bunker with a baseball bat and a calculator. So let's keep going. Bonus segment, how to build a financial bunker without becoming a doomsday prepper. All right, now that we've talked about chaos and invisible wealth, let's get into something I like to call building your financial bunker. No, I'm not talking about stockpiling canned beans and gold bars in your crawl space. This isn't a doomsday prepper TikTok tutorial. This is about building a calm, quiet defense system that protects you when life gets weird, which, let's be honest, is kind of always. But here's what a modern-day financial bunker looks like. Number one, your shit happens fund, your financial fire extinguisher. 3 to 6 months of expenses might sound like a lot, and yeah, it is, but you don't have to get there overnight. Start with $500, then $1,000, then $2,000. Your emergency fund isn't about thriving. It's about not spiraling when your tire explodes or your fridge dies on a holiday weekend. Number 2, cut the weak spots first. A bunker isn't strong if the roof leaks. So before you start investing or saving for a European vacation, ask yourself, what part of my finances feels most vulnerable? It might be a high-interest credit card, or car loan that's eating your budget, or living paycheck to paycheck with zero buffer. Fix that first. Plug the holes before you decorate. Number 3, build in layers like a lasagna of security. Think of your bunker in layers. Layer 1, your shit happens fund. Layer 2, your monthly bills are covered ahead of time. Layer 3, sinking funds for stuff you know is coming, like holidays, car repairs, or back to school madness. And layer 4, future you wealth, investing, big goals, freedom fund. Each layer adds peace. Each layer gives you breathing room. Each layer makes you harder to knock over when life throws a punch. 4, don't panic prep. Peace prep. Prepping from peace leads to smart moves, clear goals, invisible wealth that doesn't show up in selfies, but changes your life behind the scenes. You don't need to be scared to prepare. You just need to be intentional. So no, you don't need to live off the grid. You don't need to bury cash in mason jars, but you do need a plan. And if the world goes sideways, and it will, you'll be the one with options, with backup, with breathing room. And that, my friends, is the real bunker flex.
Hey, let's get real for a sec. The Debt Sucks plan, it's awesome. It works. But not everyone has the time or the patience to chip away at their financial Mount Everest. Maybe you're drowning right now, like creditors calling your grandma, paycheck gone before it lands, sleepless nights count of drowning. Sound familiar? Listen, you don't have to white knuckle your way through this alone. Instead of spending years battling debt $1 at a time, I've got you. Bankruptcy isn't a failure, it's a fresh start. And sometimes hitting reset is the smartest thing you can do. At my law firm here in South Carolina, we take the time to listen to your story and help you figure out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you. No pressure, no judgment, just straight answers and real solutions. And if you don't live in South Carolina, don't worry. I can connect you with a trusted attorney in your state. Wherever you are, help is closer than you think. So if you're ready to stop the stress and start fresh, visit debtsucks.info to share a little about your situation or call my office for a free consultation. Let's find your path forward together, because sometimes you don't need a plan, you need a damn lifeline. Let me be that lifeline.
All right, let's land this plane. Here's your challenge for the week. Do one thing, just one, that builds invisible wealth, even in the middle of this madness. Add $10 to your emergency fund. Pay an extra $20 on a credit card. Cancel that subscription you forgot you had. Download the Brutally Honest Money Breakdown at debtsucks.info and actually fill it out. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. Because yes, everything feels unprecedented. But you're not powerless. You are still in control of what you do next. So don't wait for the storm to end. Start building your invisible wealth right now, quietly, consistently, on purpose. And remember, adulting is hard. Debt makes it harder. But waiting for normal, that's a trap. So until next time, stay calm, stay weird, and stay debt-free, my friends.